Welcome back to Mayhem's 10,000 Cast. This is part 2 of Bombs Away. Here's a quick replay from last week.
First fish of the day, came up and ate a little rabbit girl and some reeds. Welcome back to Mayhem's 10,000 Cast. Yeah, buddy. Heck yeah. We worked hard for that. Awesome fish, Joe.
Oh,
Get
sweet.
on the bump. Got him. Awesome. I think they're biting, buddy. Super pretty fish, but let's get her back and get another one. Definitely in a good window here.
Sit tight and enjoy the rest of the episode.
Well, the flat that we're fishing is a little different than what we have been fishing. We got more like a grass, like it's not really like cabbage. It looks like yard grass, and then it's got a lot of sand mixed in. Seems like those fish are really relating to this instead of just the pure cabbage. We got clouds rolling in, a little bit of a breeze picked up. That's the weeds I'm talking about though, but we're gonna keep after it here. We just started our second drift on the same spot. Seen a lot of fish the first drift, so I expect to see more. We'll get after it. So the last 3 hours have kind of sent us through a whole range of different weather. It was cloudy and calm when we got out here, then it got sunny, flat, calm, and hot. Caught some fish. Hour later, it's almost completely cloudy again, and we got the wind picking up. So for how fishing had been, any change of weather was greatly appreciated. Hopefully it just only keeps those fish biting more and more. So we'll see what the day brings, but I'm glad to see some clouds, glad to see some wind. I think it's gonna keep things pretty good for us.
Awesome. Woo! All right. That was a nice one. That was a sweet eat on a flap. We just moved spots and I don't know, probably made about 20, 30 casts here. And she came, swung on it, missed it, didn't set the hook, and she came back again and crushed it. So pretty short fight, nice little fish. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. Sweet. This little flap's got some mojo. Not as big, but we'll take her. All right, so got her all unpinned. We're gonna take a look at her and send her home. Pretty little fish. Real pretty fish. Real pretty fish.
Getting in that sunset period. Hopefully this is a start to a couple more.
That's right. Let's go get a big one. There she goes. Sweet. Awesome.
Job, dude.
Let's do it again.
I think I need a flap tail again. Unreal. Did you catch that? When Jeff hooks up, Cody cranks his tomahawk across the top of the water, trying to rush and get the net. As he does that, a fish is following his bait all the way to the boat. We never saw the fish at that moment, but after reviewing footage, we've seen it. And this brings up two great talking points. One, when a window is open, there's a lot of fish that are going to be active on that spot. The second talking point is, when that window opens up, speed can be key to putting more fish in the boat during these windows because the fish are extremely active. And when they're extremely active, it's not that big of a deal for a fish to chase down a bait that is going really fast. And the reason to go really fast is you're covering more water, you're putting that bait in front of more fish's faces. These fish are incredibly fast. Check out this clip of Jeff's 54.5 from the last episode. The fish came from all the way on the cast to the boat in a fraction of a second. Jeff had a hard time keeping that line tight, but he did, and we got the fish in the net. This is a great example of just how fast these fish truly are.
Start your next trip with a brand you can trust, Team Rhino Outdoors. For exclusive custom colors as well as trusted reliable standards, Team Rhino Outdoors has you covered with excellent service and delivery with top name muskie brands. Since 2014, Team Rhino Outdoors has been the authority in all your muskie tackle needs. Order your muskie tackle today at teamrhinooutdoors.com.
Magnum Ventures Inc., a woman-owned company, has you protected when it comes to snow, sand, and wind structural fencing products, providing residential, commercial, governmental, and Department of Transportation options for superior property and roadway protection. Proudly made in the USA, Magnum Ventures Structural Snow Fence reduces the drifting and icing of roadways, decreasing the number of accidents and the need for roadside assistance. Contact Magnum Ventures at www.magveninc.com for your project needs.
Thick stuff. No, there's muskies in it. Yeah, I think there's a lot of muskies here. It's a really good thing to do is always smell it. Well, a lot of people smell it, but if you lick it, you really know. It's like a guarantee to figure out if they're there or not. It's gonna taste a little funny, but that's how you know they're there.
So just wanted to talk real quick about some of the baits that we're using today and how we're using them. This is an MK65. It's the Team Rhino color in reverse loon. I've been throwing one of those off the front of the boat almost exclusively the last 4 days, and it's pretty much the only thing that we've been able to move fish on when it got really tough. Chase is in the back burning little blades, and so that's been a good combination. Some of the things that seem to make this bait unique and seem to get fish to trigger on it, first and foremost is going to be the disc system. So this disc is a clicker plate. Obviously the blade clicks and hits as it flips and flops around, but I leave it loose so that you get a clunk and a rattle. That blade will actually shake that rear end quite a bit, and so when everything's in the water, you can actually hear just that disc moving back and forth. So you get that clunk, you get the click from the blade. It's super subtle, it's super slow, but it seems to be the one thing that actually gets these fish to engage. The one that I got this morning was on a pattern called Coot, but it was the same size. It's a big profile, sits super low in the water, creates a really big wake. We know these fish are here. They're just not aggressive, but this allows us to keep that bait in the water longer, in the zone longer, and just almost make them mad enough to come and take a bite out of it. So this is the MK65 by Bomb Squad Baits. We've got a smaller version called the C4. So one of the updates that we made for the 2022 season was the spreader system. As you can see here, this is all laser cut stainless. It's a little bit beefier. It's got articulating arms, so they move around a little bit more. They store better in boxes and whatnot. It's just an upgrade over the previous system. It's a little neater and cleaner. And we've added some really malleable stainless steel, so it can actually bend and flex a little bit more instead of kink and get brittle. So one of the things that I always want to continue to do is try to always keep improving the product, make it better when something better comes along, and that's one of the biggest changes we made for the 2022 season. So it's been working out great. This is actually one of Brad's baits. He likes to shrink tube his spreaders. I leave mine loose. It's just a difference of opinion, but I guess mine were loose today and I caught on it, so who's right? But that's the new update for 2022. Check them out online or at teamrhino.com or any of the other retailers.
Well, the topwater bite definitely slowed down a little bit. Not sure why, but I decided to put on a little showgirl. Throwing it on a Blade Master. This is a new rod for St. Croix. It's got the new handle on it for burning these little bucktails. I cannot imagine using anything different. Been an absolute game changer for me. This is the Blade Master. It's a heavy action fast tip. That fast tip really lets you whip out those little blades out there. The heavy action is good for hook sets and then figure eights. So what I mean by the figure eight is when you come into that figure eight, that rod is not flexing all the way around like a noodle. You actually have some backbone, so it's not wearing you out all day. But super stellar rod for the little bucktails and a little topwater too. Told you it cast far. Well, that was cool. 20 feet out, got a showgirl on, one I did really well with last year here, and just barely nipped it out there. So I cranked it in real quick. She didn't follow it, threw it back out. Came up super charged up on the 8, and nipped it, and just didn't get hooks, and she left. So got another one found though. Hopefully we'll get her later. Very next cast. I think it turned on. Little guy. Got her. Literally next cast. I guess I won't put the flap on. Awesome. Raise these suckers up. I'll be quick. Just like Jeff's flap, this is my special showgirl. Doesn't have quite as big a fish on it, but it's got a lot. You are coming off, are you, girl? Get her back. Awesome little fish. First one of the day for me. Had a couple close calls, but first one to hit the bag. Definitely in a window. It was 5 minutes ago, we just let that one go. And she wanted to go. Awesome. Get this out and get another one. They're biting. Well, real quick, they definitely turned on. Jeff got the one on a flap. I got one on a showgirl. We got a lot more distance on this structure we're fishing, and we're gonna keep after it here. Musky fishing's musky fishing. This is when it all comes together though. So we've been at it for 3 days now, struggling like crazy. Fish are nipping. So it's really good to see that they're finally turning on. We got some weather today. It's been kind of a really weird weather day. It's up and down as far as temperature, wind, and then the clouds. It was really overcast this morning, then it turned into really clear skies. Now it's back to partly cloudy. So it's really cool to see them finally start firing. We've been waiting on this for a while, and good to see big fish up shallow eating, chasing down topwaters and bucktails. No matter who you are, how good you are, or how good a water you have, there's going to be your periods when those fish do not eat. So main thing is keep after it, spend time on the water, pay attention to everything that's happening, and have confidence. That's the number one thing, is have confidence. We've stayed confident and happy attitudes this entire time, and now that we got some weather and the fish are biting, we're capitalizing big time. That's a fish. They're here. Our window might have closed already, but I don't think so. But there was one.
Aft-Tek's custom-engineered fiberglass lids have changed the game, allowing you to remove all carpet from your boat and the problems that come along with it. These replacement hatches deliver unprecedented functionality, durability, and customization for every surface on your boat. Aft-Tek's custom compartment lids covered with advanced marine flooring from Aqua Traction will take your boat to the next level.
Well, sunset's paying off. We're absolutely in a great window today compared to what we've had. Get around pin quick. Tomahawk is doing the work. Absolutely smoked that tomahawk. Good job, dude. Didn't even see it. I just heard it out of the back of the boat and I went straight for the net. Awesome. Give the old bump board a dip. Nice and wet for the fish. Decent one here, so we're gonna measure it. Kink out of there. Up still. Just spotter longer. Get on the bump. 43. All right, let's get her back. Good go. Awesome fish to end the night on. Getting pretty dark here. Might fish a little bit longer, but more than likely we'll get out of here. We got a long drive home, so good job, dude.
So here we are at the end of the day. We got fish in the bag and we got a beautiful sunset to boot. So I just got to thank Brad and Chase for letting me jump in. The first few days were a little bumpy, but we made up for it today. And I can tell you as a bait builder, there's no better feeling than having your baits being the ones getting bit. You know, to be able to do it on the Tomahawk and the MK65, it was just awesome. Catching the giant was just icing on the cake. Getting the fish that we got, the number we got today, and the quality, amazing. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, I gotta feel pretty good when you get a 54.5 on your flat tail.
No complaints.
Again, second year in a row. Pretty cool day.